Hi everybody, well I haven't uploaded to SSG handheld for a while, been busy with other stuff, but today, May the 20th, 2025 is a really important day for the Steam Deck, because what you're seeing here is, this is the Stalker Legends of the Zone Enhanced Edition of Shadow of Chernobyl, the OG Stalker game from 2007, updated and brought to life with gamepad support, so we can play it on our Steam Decks. And I've got it on medium settings, and we're clunking along at 60 frames a second. My Steam Deck is set, I've set it so that it's just on 60 frames a second max anyway. And I've got to say, this looks very, very nice indeed. So if you weren't aware already, Stalker has been around for a long time, since 2007, 2008, 2009 were the original 3 games that came out. And then at the end of last year, we had Stalker 2 finally came out again. But the Stalker games, which are like a post-apocalyptic open-world RPG adventure shooter, that's a bit of a mouthful, aren't you? They've heavily influenced so many games. You know, everything from PUBG, DayZ, Metro, all of this sort of stuff. Kind of Stalker, you could say, is where a lot of it began. And what the devs have done, and the publisher have done, GSC Games, is very, very nice indeed, in the fact that they've taken the Legends of the Zone edition, which came out last year for console, on Xbox and PlayStation, where they took the original 3 games and cleaned them up a bit, got rid of some of the bugs, and gave them gamepad support. What they've done is they've enhanced those versions even further and ported them to PC as well. And not only that, but if you own the Stalker games on PC, on PlayStation, or on Xbox, and when I say PC, I mean on Steam or on, I think, the Epic Store, you're given the enhanced editions for free. So if you've bought Stalker way back in the day on Steam, go and have a look in your Steam library, and you'll find that you can download the Enhanced Edition, which is a separate game, which is another cool way of doing it. So when you're on console, it's only for Xbox Series X, S, and PlayStation 5 that you get the Enhanced Editions. But with those, you just load up, and it automatically downloads the latest version. With PC, though, you can still have the old version, and the reason why they've done that is because of modding. Because the source code for the original games went public in about 2013, not officially, but it just became public, which meant that modders had a field day. So there are hundreds of amazing mods for the original Stalker game. Even there's completely new games based on like the Stalker engine and Stalker assets that you can download and you can play that are brilliant. So the devs have recognised this, and they said, look, we're not going to be touching the original games. They're just there. You can still buy them, and you can still play them, and you can still mod them. But what we're going to do is we've created this enhanced edition that not only has quality of life improvements. Not only does it have gamepad support now built in, so it means we can play it on our Steam Decks, but it also is going to get Steam Workshop support. Now, back in the day when the Stalker games first came out, I don't think Steam Workshop was a thing even then. So maybe what we'll start to see is some of the mods that were made for the original Stalker games, if the modders are still around, and I know there's still plenty of them around, bringing some of their mods to the Steam Workshop so we can use them in the new Steam enhanced version of Stalker. Now, if you're thinking, wait a minute, well, this is a really old game. What's in it for me? Why should I play it? Well, I don't know about you, but this should look pretty good. Now, remember, I'm capturing this on my Steam Deck using the built-in Steam capture software. So you're not getting the best view, but it looks good, really good for an older game. It looks like an Xbox 360 game or a PS3 era game. There's no doubt about that, but completely playable. The people who made this made it with so much love and passion. The atmosphere is really cool. Eastern European. We're in the Chernobyl exclusion zone. There's been an explosion at the nuclear power plant. There's also been another explosion. So there's these weird anomalies that have appeared that create artifacts that are very very valuable. So within the zone, we've got all these different characters like stalkers, like we are, but also you've got like the army, you've got scientists, you've got bandits, you've got mutants wandering around and interacting with each other, which they do, which is a big part of Stalker. The world feels very alive, and then you've got your role to play, following your quests, having a look at your PDA, looking at your journal, looking at what's meant to be going on, getting better weapons, better armor, and generally enjoying a survival-based game, because you've got to eat, you've got to drink, you've got to watch your inventory space, you can't carry everything, and they are very, very enjoyable single-player games. I can't stress that much. If you enjoy something like DayZ or Metro, this is perfect now. And the fact that you can play it on your Steam Deck is just the icing on the absolute cake. Now, it's quite a difficult game, and I would suggest that you probably, I'm going to leg it out of here because I'm not ready for this encounter. What would you do is play on Novice to start off with to get a flavour of it, and then when you really want to go for it, then maybe put it up to Stalker or one of the harder difficulty levels, and just enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy wandering around, and enjoy the adventure of the Stalker games, and work through them in order. Do Shadow of Chernobyl first, then Clear Sky, which is a prequel, next, and then you can do Call of Pripyat, I think is the last one. Then of course, Stalker 2. Stalker 2 doesn't work brilliantly on Steam Deck though. It's very, very low frame rate. Maybe one day it'll get a bit better. But now we've got these. We don't need Stalker 2. We could work through these. Play Stalker 2 on your PC or your console, and play the original Stalker's enhanced editions on your Steam Deck. So there we go. My experience is it looks very smooth. It feels very smooth. Again, we're on medium settings. We're getting 60 frames a second solid. It looks great. It feels great. Gamepad feels good. Aiming feels good. The only thing that isn't quite great, maybe I just need to muck around with my sensitivity. That the binocular seems to be quite slow, but everything else seems really cool indeed. So there we go. Stalker, Shadow of Chernobyl on Steam Deck. I am in heaven. Thank you very much, and I'll see you again soon.